Meet the music here, get started here in just a second. This is going to be Aristina filling in with other members of Pish. So Team Pish going up against Denali Esports. Please keep in mind Denali Esports as well. Tosai is filling in with Denali Esports. So that's to be considered as well. But here we go, 5 seconds supposed to be thrown on both sides. Open up the gates in 2 seconds. And let's check out the splits. And also let me turn on my webcam because I just forgot to do that. Woo. There we go. That's better. Go back in the game now. Let's see what teams are splitting themselves right now. They're going to be sending the Rangers from both teams over to their mine, otherwise close points. Blue team is going to be going around the back here as they have been doing today. And I think red team is actually going to be agreeable here with a Shadow Refuge as well. Guardians will be going onto the point to duke it out as they usually do. But other than that, it's looking pretty usual. Nothing too surprising coming out of here, but we do have the line of warning being thrown down there. So let's take a look at where the blue team actually going to be. Blue team actually going to be crossing across here because they maybe wanted to try and preemptively snipe out the red team if they were coming that way, but obviously that didn't happen. But the team fight has begun here now. Already having Denshi going down, unfortunately, as he was a bit overextended there because Red Team was able to gank out of stealth there. Does misform back to ranged teammates, though. And we also have Jim Battlemaster still in here trying to deal damage. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough, and Denshi will still be getting rezzed up here in just a second. Taking a look over here now at Jim Battlemaster. Let's see how much damage he's dealing here. Actually going to take out this healing spear, because if he did leave that alive, it would be used. It could be used to res blue team's teammates when they go down. So right now they're focused on getting that down instead of actually killing teammates because of the fact that, well, teammates can get rezzed if left unchecked. While that's happening, the Hype Sister actually just took out Jim Battlemaster here, and Fluid to Hellacious now coming in for the stomp. Jim Battlemaster going to be pouring away using his Shadow Escape to try and get out of range. Unfortunately, though, the damage is just going to prove too much for him, and they won't be able to get him up, and Tage will be the one to stomp. And looking at Fluid to Hellacious now, unfortunately, he's about to go down here as well, getting taken out now. Does actually get himself back up because he had that Spirit of Nature there getting killed at the last second. Now, I think he was running the trade here, which allows it to proc when it's killed, so they managed to get that off just in time, and because of that, Fluid to Hellacious was rezzed off. Taking a look at Lord Hellseth now being the target here. Pish trying to come back here and trying to snipe this away. Back at the mine, though, we also had Serbatose fall back, but Seltham Mini actually managed to get in there as well to contest that in order to hold that point for themselves. Henge is still held with the strong for the blue team, but it is going to get decapped in just a second as Jim Battlemaster sneaks in to try and get that away from himself as well. Taking a look at Serbatose now, or looking at Serbatose now, and the Hype Cistern as they're trying to push Seltham off this point, which they're going to do successfully, which will flip that point in the blue team's control. But again, the red team has also flipped the Henge point, so it's really just going to be an even trade for the time being. Back in middle of the fight, still going. Fluid to Hellacious was just knocked down. Lord Mater could come in here to try and res, but unfortunately is not going to have enough time to do so, and his mid point is now relied entirely on Lord Mater, and actually cancel what I just said because Seltham Mini is now coming in to assist this. He's going to blind the lightning actually passes and just leave Lord Mater here, and the conditions now ticking on the Lord Mater might be a bit too much for him. They're all just piling in from Hellseth now as he tries to take this Guardian out. Please keep in mind, Guardians, after recent patches, are a lot weaker to Necromancers now, so they can be taken out a lot quicker if a good Necromancer is able to pull conditions off on them properly. And then we just saw an example of that right there as Hellseth took out Lord Bader. But that has been done now. Taking a look right here. Let's jump over to the mine. I'll see what we got going on over here. Aristina Necro actually took out Serbatoses. That is once again going to put that in red team's control, and red team will have control of 2 points. Back in the middle, blue team is only going to have control of 1 point, so red team will be starting us off by taking the lead here by about 81 points right now. Blue team 69. 2 capture points right now for the red team, only 1 capture point for the blue team. Over here, though, we do have a fight erupting at the Henges. Hikes, Sister, and Denshi actually trying to keep the red team off this, but 3 members of the red team are here, and in just a second, it's actually going to be split in a blue team's favor as 2 more members group in here to try and assist with this. Going to Serbatoses' point of view, going to be using that whirling defense, actually, seeing how that's going. Right now, holding off here, and I think the game is a little bit loud, so let me turn that down. Sorry about that. I think it was a bit off. Please let me know if it is too loud. I think it's fine now, though. But taking a look at it right now, Serbatose holding strong in this. Lord Mater really just trying to, as well, just sitting on there as the paperweights for the point for the time being. Trying to keep held in contention. Denshi looking at him. He's unfortunately too squishy. It does get taken down there as the Elementalist from the red team comes in to take him out with the counter burst. Actually, the mirror burst coming in there. Stomps now going off from both sides. Questions who's going to get it first, and actually Denshi will get back up because the stun or the stomp went off on Jim Battlemaster there, giving blue team the advantage now over this fight. We do have a contestant to keep over here as well as Aristina tries to take out Tage. Aristina, keep in mind, if he does apply his conditions correctly, can actually take this Guardian out pretty nicely. He does have to waste some conditions on him, but I think he still has a chance. We'll come back to that in a minute, though, because back up here at the Henge, Seltham Mini's about to go down, getting taken down here. Hikes Cistern as well as Denshi. Seltham's actually going to go onto the point here, possibly going to res from his teammates as well, just getting within range of the contention and res, but unfortunately the AoE is going to prove to be far too much for him to handle, and Serbatose now is going to be, one of the last remaining members on this point. Taking a look at it, no, actually, the reinforcements is coming in now. It does look like this is going pretty good for the blue team. Lord Bader about to get knocked there. We have Fluid to Hellacious on the ground, unfortunately, so it is looking good for this. Back at the middle kill, let's see what we got going on to keep. Aristina actually has managed to force the force Tage off this point. I think we have, yep, we have Jim Battlemaster here as well assisting with it, so it is a 2v1, and they are forcing Tage off the point, which, while they are going to more than likely might lose Henge over here, Pish is doing a pretty nice job and might actually control Keep after this. But going back over to the Henge now, oh, and we actually have reinforcements coming in the form of Cerbertosai, who has fallen back to assist with this fight here. In addition to Stealth and Mini coming out of spawn as he was killed over at the Henge, has come in to help with this as well. So Tage might go down in a second and might make this team fight, if blue team decides to move over here, pretty difficult for them to handle because they won't have their main tanking force. Back at the mine as well, another contestant, another 1v1 between Fluid, Hellacious, and Denchi. We'll check back in on that in a second. And over at the Henge, Helsa just took out the last remaining member of the red team there, Lord Vader, so they'll be getting that point back in their control. Back in mid though, that fight is still in full swing as Tage actually is still alive, and Jim Battlemaster now has been taken out. Nice turnaround by Denali Esports there. It seemed almost like it was going to completely go into blue team's favor, but they managed to or actually, it seems like it was going to go completely into red team's favor, but they managed to flip that around pretty nicely. Mine has once again been controlled for the red team as they managed to take out the intruder there, and more members of the red team are coming in, but unfortunately, Aristina and Necro gets intercepted here by some ganky members of the blue team, and they're going to take him out here in just a second as Denchi moves in, trying to get the stomp off now, going to misform stomp. Oh, but they do manage to get him raised up just in time. Very well played indeed by the red team here now as they move themselves back up to the keep, going up to the keep itself. Let's see what we got going on over here. Stealth and Mini down at the moment, and Tage coming in for the stomp is going to knock him out, which will put blue team in the numbers advantage here, Denali Esports rather, in the numbers advantage here. And we'll also take a look at his point of view at the moment, just tossing down these marks and AoE conditions here that are going to be mainly on Lord Vader at the moment, but he does manage to cleanse a lot of those as well. Blue team once again getting an advantage here as they took out Stealth and Mini as well. Aristina and Necro, actually Stealth and Mini just respawned, and I believe Aristina and Necro should be spawning at any moment now as well. Taking a look here. This middle fight, and the fight actually has moved over here as Jim Battlemaster managed to decapture the Henge in his favor as well. And at mine, we have Cerbertosai trying to take that once more, but unfortunately for him, Stealtham was there waiting from that time as he had freshly spawned, so he's going to be there to defend that. Aristina as well is going to come and help with that, and Tage, so it is going to be a bit of a 2v2 over here. And back at the Henge, we have a 2v1 in favor of the blue team right now. So let's take a look at Jim Battlemaster, see how he handles this 2v1 here. Dodging around, still has that Shadow Pitch, doing a pretty nice amount of damage to Hyxo Cistern. As about 5 seconds to 4 seconds down until his withdrawal is available, and still has that Shadow Refuge as well. Oh, but he does get hit by the Dragon Suit, unfortunately, so that's going to end that spree right there. Back at Keep, still in sort of full swing. It's graded down to a 2v2 where red team does have the advantage. They just took down Lord Helsa, but Cerbertos is going to come in to help with that. The stomp does go off on Helsa, which will keep this at a 2v2 for the time being, and unfortunately will not allow blue team to have the advantage. Actually, he's going to put the advantage into red team now, as Seldom has come in to support this after finally taking control over the mine. Looking at this middle point though now, at Seldom's point of view, they're all just trying to take down as many members of the blue team as they possibly can. Red team as well just scored a boss kill over on their own home boss, so they're going to have that 50-point boost as well to their stats now, which could help them out in this team fight. Sir Fluid Hellacious falling back at the moment. Hanging back, trying to let himself get some heals. He does have about 13 seconds still. His heal code is not, so this is a very wise move. Actually, gonna get out of range as well to pull up those spirits so he has that AoE buffs to his team. Trying to take a look at what each of them does. Sun Spirit is going to be 70% chance to apply burning. The Stone Spirit is going to be 70% chance to apply protection, as we're seeing here now. And the Lightning Spirit is, I think, is a chance to deal damage on memory. Okay, no, a chance to deal swiftness, but he has access to these active abilities, which allow him to do a lot of AoE attacks and whatnot, AoE effects, blinds and whatnot. Hyxo Cistern, while we were discussing that, has been taken down in the meantime, and Fluid Hellacious is now going to be moving in, trying to get the cap, or trying to get the stomp off on him, is going to be popping that misform, or Hyxo Cistern is going to be popping that misform now as Fluid Clash come in for the stomp, which might go off here, but they did manage to get him off just in time, so he's going to be able to retreat from that and manage to keep him alive for the time being. But looking at the scores right now, the blue team with the only capture point at the moment down in terms of score at 216 points. Red team is up in score at 381 points with no capture points to their name. However, Aristina might be getting this point back, but we do have a 1v1 there as Cerbertosa has once again come over here to try and take that away from them. Back at the keep though, let's take a look what we got going on over here. We are going to be having Jim Battlemaster once again sneak over here to the Henge to take that away, and unfortunately no one for the blue team is going to be able to respond to that in time, so he will be getting that decap and possibly the full cap as well, depending on how fast blue team responds to this. Lord Helsa hanging out in the corner here, actually is going to jump around the fences here to try and buy himself some time in order to get his heal back up. It's actually a pretty smart move. You're going to have Fluid Hellacious trying to counter that a little bit there as he comes in, trying to deal a lot of damage to him. Red team really all over Helsa at the moment, knocking him down, trying to deal as much damage as they possibly can. Just trying to deal it all. Helsa falling back, didn't actually survive a long enough time in order to get that heal up, but because blue team has been so focalized on this point for so long, they have lost control of both the side points, and red team is now only 100 points away from victory here. We also have the Ranger from the blue team, Cerbertosa, coming in to recapture Henge, but Jim Battlemaster is going to be available enough to try and contest that. Back at the keep itself, though, we'll check back in on that fight at Henge in just a second. Back at this mid fight once more, we have Lord Vader taking a look at his point of view. Currently trying to knock out Tage in just a second here. Actually, they do have Fluid to Hellacious down. And oh my goodness, look at these conditions on the blue team. That's gonna hurt. To say the least, it's gonna hurt him pretty hard. Tage, I think, is able to negate a lot of that by going invulnerable for a second there, but that was a lot of conditions being kicked out there, so actually pretty good job on blue team surviving a lot of that. So I don't know if the condition damage just wasn't high on red team enough, or if they just were able to tank a lot of that, but it was nicely held off there. In all honesty, in some scenarios that might have belted the entire team if that was on it for long enough. But we're gonna take a look here at Hend, where we could have a 1v1 brewing here in just a second. Actually, yeah. Seltham is gonna turn around now as Denchi tries to come on and decapture, but we are gonna be having Fluid to Hellacious come in to support. Seltham knocking down and booting that amazing damage combo off on Denchi there, and with Fluid to Hellacious coming in, we will probably see Denchi going down here in just a second. Red team will more than likely be holding this point. Blue team has managed to capture back the Henge for themselves in the meantime, and up here, Keep the fight has been going for what seems to be like 2 to 3 minutes now. But it does look like it's sort of winding down, though. Other members have sort of set themselves other points. I think actually Denal is going to be sending most of their forces over here to the mine now, maybe, to try and get the decap off, because Pitch is so close to victory now. And also Jim Battlemaster is once again trying to sneak over here to the Henge, trying to get that for himself. But unfortunately for him, Helsa sees it this time, so he's going to have to fight the Necromancer 1v1. And with going up against the Necromancer might not be Jim's best decision, but he's going to do it anyway. Let's see how this goes, actually. Helsa actually does manage to dodge rather this steal from Helsa there, so nicely done in that regard. But I'm taking a look at this 1v1, see what we got going on here. Like I said, Jim is definitely the disadvantage here, so if he wins this 1v1, it'll be pretty impressive. But in all honesty, it's not going to matter though, because in the next 4 seconds, I think, or 2 seconds now, red team's going to take it. Team Pish, very nicely done. And as usual, guys, if you're watching live, please feel free to leave feedback in the Twitch chat as to the casting. And in addition, if you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to leave feedback in the comments below.